Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us tmosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions regarding this watch. And today we are discussing something very special. Launched in 2011 and made in 300 pieces, this is the Panerai Radiomir 3 Days Platino. This is the SLC dial, the PAM00373. So 300 pieces in platinum for 2011. It is a wire lug style Radiomir with a 47 millimeter diameter, 16.1 millimeter thickness, and then from lug tip to lug tip, it's 55 millimeters with a spacing of 27 millimeters across the strap. So the watch is large and all in platinum, very heavy. Platinum Panerai watches are not common, and the fact that this one wears its opulence with such subtlety makes it a lot more appealing to me. I'm not a rose gold guy, I'm not a yellow gold guy, but you start to talk about precious metals in white, and all of a sudden you have my attention. A watch that reads visually as steel, but on the wrist feels like a mighty machine. And you can see that my 16 centimeter circumference wrist actually wears it pretty well. Big is the look, oversized is intentional. It's not supposed to be proportional. So if your wrist is my size or larger, 16 and up, you're going to find this is actually quite agreeable, both in how it fits and how it looks. It's not as thick as it could be, but nor is it thin. You can see down the barrel that the edges of the case, that's always my standard with a Panerai, not the lugs, but the edges of the case, they're not over the edge of my wrist. This is a very upscale looking strap. So you can see rather than Panerai's typical textile rubber or calfskin, we've got a rectangular scale alligator leather. It's a matte finish in dark brown. It's got a monotone folded edge. You can see it is folded, not cut and lacquered, and then a contrasting stitch on the bottom. Calfskin, no crimping, no gouging, brand new Panerai factory strap. Curiously, here we actually have a white gold buckle. So you can see the watch is all precious metal, but the case is platinum and the buckle is gold. You'll note in profile that the strap is held on the buckle by screws and bars, and then it's held on to the case using screws and bars. So this screw and this screw and this screw and this screw, they screw out. The bars withdraw from the case, and then the lugs part in the middle, and you're able to replace the strap without actually cutting it. Now, the historic watches would have required cutting. This has a very clever system that looks like a wire lug, but actually works quite conventionally to allow any standard 27 millimeter sized strap to be used. And you'll find both OEM and aftermarket. No brand in the history of the world, yes, including AP, including Rolex, has as many strap makers active in the business as Panerai. We have a 70s style OP logo on a screw down crown. You can see there's media blast and there's polish there. You can take a look at the case and see that it is ultra white in platinum. Surprisingly fluid and shapely for something based on utilitarian ancestry. It's actually got quite a complex curvature to it. And then we get to the crystal, which, like a vintage Panerai 3646 combat watch or the 2553, it's a plexiglass. So it gives you that nice off-axis distortion. The dial is sort of a, I would describe it somewhere between black and tobacco brown, but very much a matte finish. Now, it is a sandwich construction with a stencil on top of a fully luminescent disc. We've got a Fotina application. We've got rose gold hands to give it a more luxurious look. And then in the dark, you can see no shortage of lume whatsoever, with a little bit of a depth to the dial lume because of the sandwich construction. We have water resistance of 100 meters with a screw-down crown, so this is absolutely a swimmable watch. There's a feature that allows you to move the hour hand independently, so you can jump time zones and travel with ease. Rolling around to the reverse of the watch, you can see it is indeed platinum, PT950, and then you can see 100 meters water resistant, the individual 2011 serial numbering out of 300, and then the movement, large and in charge, caliber P3000, 2 barrels, 72-hour power reserve, manual wind, 3 hertz beat rate, 21 joules, a free sprung balance with a full balance bridge for shock resistance, and then it's got the time zone function. It has the look of an old 3/4 plates. The idea here is that although there are obviously 3 separate bridges, the 2 up here with the train and the barrels, they're designed to read as one, like the old Rolex Codebert and later Angelus SF240 pocket watch movements used on historic Panerai watches. And then we've got satination, another element drawn from the past, engine turning on the base plate, mechanically applied bevels, but they're quite handsome, with polished screws. Now the finish here done by Panerai's Neuchâtel manufacturer. It is mechanically applied, but it's very handsome and attractive and appealing and worthwhile. This display case back is warranted. If you love this watch, reach out to tmosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.